Well, it's good to be back with you guys for another coin review. I go by neverXpected, and today we're going to record Raiblocks, or Raiblocks, however you decide to pronounce it. And again, just to kind of let everybody know, I try to kind of let everybody know in the front end of the video, I keep my videos short, sweet, to the point. I don't go into detail. There are plenty of other YouTubers that spend days, weeks that are going to do a way better job of presenting it and doing the research than I am, so I cut that out. So let's go ahead and hop right on into, I'm going to call it Raiblocks. Overview. It's a peer-to-peer currency. Almost all the cryptocurrencies out there are trying to become that, but that's what it is. Feeless transactions, you read that right, no fees. Almost instantaneous transactions. I actually watched a YouTube video of one of the YouTubers that does like Data Dash. He does crazy, amazing videos, detailed videos, and he actually took one of his followers. They sent a Raiblock to each other. It took about a second and a half to get to him, and Data Dash turned around and sent it right back to the guy. It took a second and a half to get back, 0 fees. So that's pretty freaking awesome. They have on, like, this is, I actually copied this straight from the website, rapid exchange transfers for arbitrage. Pretty cool. And they actually have that on the web, like, that's part of like their gig of what they're, for the coin. That's what they want it to be able to do. So that's awesome in my opinion. It does not run off the blockchain. It's similar to IOTA from the standpoint of that point of view. IOTA is running off the Tangle, totally different thing. Don't shoot me for the pronunciation of this, but it's the block lattice, I believe, is how you pronounce that, and that's what it runs off of, not the blockchain. I'm not going to go into detail in this video about that. Just know that it's not through the blockchain, and because of that, it actually makes, it helps it do fast transaction times. And you can read the white paper and go through all that, watch YouTube videos that explain that more. It'll take too long for me to sit down and explain that because I want to keep these videos short. Doesn't need to have high mining to process transactions because it's a delegated proof of stake. So again, very, very cool point about the coin. I just want to make sure you got a kind of an overview of what the coin is about. Social metrics, 2017, October 2017 is when they kind of came to life. Technically speaking, the concept came out in 2014. In the 2015, they actually started to do something with it. So it has been around for a couple years. But if you look at the roadmap and you look at everything about it, it really didn't like come to life till October 2017. So keep that in mind. I compared it, by the way, to Stellar and Litecoin because I figured Stellar is trying to do cheap, fast transactions. Litecoin kind of in theory is trying to do the same. So I just picked those two to compare it against. 70,000 followers for Twitter. You can see the comparison for Litecoin and Stellar. Reddit, 50,000 subscribers. Actually very, very close to Stellar and that, but not close to Litecoin. And then Crypto Compare Score. I don't really care that much about the Crypto Compare Score, but it's just cool how they take their own proprietary like algorithm. They come up with the score. You can go to the website. You can put your little cursor on the score right there, and it'll explain how they add everything up to come to those numbers. At the same time, too, though, I don't feel like the numbers give it justice to how like tight-knit this community is for this coin. Take like a Sia coin. I feel like it's the same kind of example, like Sia coin, C coin. The community is really, really close and tight-knit. But when you look at the social metrics, and in fact, if you look at the video I made for that coin, I kind of slammed it for that reason. I was like, guys, you've been around this long, you haven't grown enough, in my opinion. And I guess one could maybe argue this because they've been around for a couple years. Again, you could argue the opposite because they just kind of launched. But the community, really, really tight community. I like it a lot. So the numbers don't reflect that, but I just wanted you guys to at least know. I give it a 7 out of 10 for the social media grade because it was created in 2014, late concept, but it's had some years behind it. But if you give it the benefit of the doubt and say, well, didn't really fully come out till October, then it's not that bad of a grade. Again, I just give it a 7 out of 10, just my opinion, guys. Moving along to the web metrics, which covers website looks and traffic and things of that sort. Kind of slaughtered it. I gave it a 6 out of 10. Reason being, it's really bland on the eye. I view these like businesses. Would I throw my money at this website here? No, I would not. I could make this in like 30 minutes on any content management system you wanted to out there. It's just really, really bland. This is the roadmap here. So, okay, before I freak you out, because now you're going, well, okay, why are you talking about this? It's not that bad. It is bad. But in comparison to some, it's really, it could be a lot worse. So, but it's very, very bland. I do give it a bonus, or not bonus, but I do give it credit for when you actually read the FAQ section, they do a really good job of explaining things in there. They do a great job of explaining things in the white paper. So from a data standpoint, data is great. And that's, at the end of the day, once I did the research for YouTube, once I did the research through articles, and once I did the research and actually read their website, I was comfortable. I was comfortable at that point throwing money at it. But just a quick, 3-second blip and look at it, I was like, I'd rather, like Dragon Chain. I looked at Dragon Chain and immediately I was drawn to Dragon Chain because they looked professional, they felt professional, their team was laid out, everything about them just felt right. This took a little bit more time. I'm still glad I took the time to do it, and I still like it, obviously, making the video on it, but I wish they would do a better job. Again, just my opinion, easy to navigate because there's not very much there. Website traffic. They have 1.8 million currently right now compared to Stellar and Litecoin 2.9, 2.7. I do have to give a caveat to that. It was 200,000 about 30 days ago. Now it's 1.6 in growth in a 30-day time frame, so that is freaking insane. But it was at 200,000 right before that. I am interested. I get all my traffic data through SimilarWeb, which is just an estimate. It's not perfect, and it has not pulled January's data numbers yet. It's only pulled December's numbers, so I'm really curious if it keeps going up, goes down, levels out, etc. I give it a 7 out of 10. The site, again, like I showed you, to me it's blah, but not the end of the world. The traffic has been insane. The growth in the last 30 days has been incredible. Seriously, you guys should go read the white paper. It's actually really good. It's like a double column, so it's not like 40 pages long. It's, I don't know, 8, maybe 8 pages long, maybe 10, maybe more, whatever. Doesn't matter. The point is, it's a really good white paper. If you get a moment, please download it, read it. Definitely read any white paper before you invest in any coin. So, technically speaking, creation date was 2014. See, in comparison to the other coins. They are a delegated proof of stake compared to, I don't even know how to pronounce that for Stellar. I'm not even going to try. Proof of work for Litecoin. Top exchange. So this is what's really exciting, and I think that the traffic boost is tied to this. They just got added to KuCoin. Awesome. They just won the vote for January for Binance. Even awesomer. So they have not been added to Binance yet, but they will because they were the highest voted coin and they're going to get added. So now the question is how many other exchanges possibly could they get added onto? But that's awesome between those two things. So that alone I think will drive the volume a lot higher. So that was a really, really cool thing to see. Total supply is about 133 million, which isn't really that bad. I've seen definitely Stellar. 103 billion in total supply, so you can see right there it's very, very low in comparison, 6 times higher than Bitcoin. So yeah, that's not that bad. 24-hour volume, again, very, very low. This coin is still very new, not on very many exchanges. Like I said, it just got added to KuCoin recently, so I don't think that volume is totally kicked in. And then when it hits Binance, I expect that volume to definitely go up. The grade I give it is another 7 out of 10. The reason, positive-wise, I like the supply. Not very bad at all. Negative, neutral / the competition is somewhat big because it's every crypto coin out there. Can't get any bigger than that. But I think what they do well, they do it really, really well. And so you could argue that that's a whole entire they're differentiating themselves by immediately showing, hey, the concept works right now. Like I talked about the YouTube video that I watched with Data Dash. It works right now. Feeless, quick transactions. It's a working product. So, Maybe if they market it a lot better, they can go places faster. Positive, again, got listed on KuCoin recently and won the Binance Coin Vote. I think that's a huge, huge thing. So let's go back here. Okay, so the team. This, again, I had trouble. When I make my videos, like I said, I try to keep a limit of amount of time I do my research on, because I try to keep a limited amount of time I take to actually present it to you guys, because I'm trying to, and I'm trying to get them shorter and shorter and shorter, but cover what needs to be covered. This video is probably already going to be too long, so I apologize for that. But I couldn't find anything about the team or the community managers on the website. Like, this is a straight copy from the website of exactly what it is. Pretty much no links to a LinkedIn, no links to, like, I found out the top guy there, the guy who created it, has been a Redditor for about 9 years. So that's a good sign to me. Like, he's been in the social platform of Reddit for 9 years. He has his face out there. People know him. That makes me happy. But if I were to invest in a coin, typically I like to see a face. I like to see your background. I like to see your connections. And again, I know I keep going back to Dragon Chain, but they had all that for me. They had a face. They had their what they did and their background, their connections. And I'm like, hey, this seems like a viable business. I'm not saying this doesn't. I'm just saying, for me personally, I like to see more than this, and I like to see links to more. If they're not going to show on their actual website, give me a link to go find it somewhere else. Don't make me search for it. I just wasn't going to spend a lot of time searching through all this, but like I said, the community is really, really tight-knit. The top guy has been on Reddit for a very long time. He seems very, very interactive with the community. So that gave me a good feeling from that standpoint, at least. But from the team grade, I had to give it a 6 out of 10. Reasonings being, I give it a positive. Team size. Did I do that number right? 6, 10. Yeah, okay, 10. There you go. I can do math. So I gave it a positive for the team size. I gave it a positive for the heavy connections on Reddit for the creator, and their other ones on the subreddit there. So they're heavy tied into Reddit. Take that for what it's worth. You can say, oh, that's a stupid way to look at it. I would just have wished that the data would be on the website, not scattered around the web, and I just don't feel like I should have to hunt for data on a creator of a coin before I invest. Just my personal opinion. Overall grade. Drumroll. I actually gave it 8 out of 10. And I know you're thinking, okay, that doesn't make any sense. You gave like a 7, 7, 7, 6. How did you set this up for an 8 out of 10? Mathematically, that doesn't work. I know. And I even said, yes, I know, it doesn't add up. I feel like the concept trumps my other downgrades. Yeah, I know, it doesn't make any sense, but you have to understand, I make these videos, I don't edit them, I just kind of go on the fly, just whatever, and I'm looking at the grades and I'm going, the concept's so good, it's working, it's feeless, it's extremely scalable in comparison to everything out there. It's instantaneous transactions. I mean, you can watch a video of it happening. Do I really talk bad about that? Because their website's really bland and their developers are there, but I have to go hunt for the information. So I have hope in this coin. I almost gave it a 7 out of 10. I thought, I don't think that's as fair because of the content and everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and explain why. Yes, it needs a better site presentation. Oh, I double clicked. Yes, I prefer a better roadmap, but I would also argue against, like, don't add something that doesn't need to be there just for the sake of adding something. So again, maybe that's what they did. I prefer a way more detailed development layout. But the reason, KuCoin, Binance, huge. I think the website traffic kind of alone is tied to that. You don't go from 200,000 visits a month to 1.8 for no reason. So they're doing something right. I love that concept. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that again. I love the concept of what they're doing. That's not blockchain with the transaction times and feeless, and it's actually doing it right now. So my opinion, love the concept, love the fact it's actually currently working. I think the coin has done what other coins have tried to do and failed miserably at. I give it a 10 out of 10 for the concept and the usability at the moment, but feel like it needs to be a better look for the masses to adopt it. But I'm definitely going to invest and see where it goes. So I have actually put my money into this coin because of the research I've done. In fact, I literally did it today after I did the research on the coin. So, I mean, that kind of shows you right there, or I don't know how much you take my word of it, but I literally did not put a penny into the coin until I researched it more myself, and then I felt more comfortable then. The other side of that too is it had a run up to about $32 per coin, and it's retraced about 50% since then. So if you believe in the coin and you realize it's about to get on Binance and it's had a 50% retracement, or actually more, I think I have 32, and I got in at like $13.19 or $13.90. That's more than 50% retracement. I'm going, if I'm going to get in, you buy on the dip, you sell on the high, guys, every single time. So that's what I did. That's my presentation for you guys. As always, I would love for you to follow me on Steemit, follow me on Twitter. I'm on there quite a bit. I try to be, at least. I'm going to be putting out more coin review videos. I'm going to be putting out like random tips and tricks, things that I've stumbled upon that have, I guess, like I put one out yesterday, I think it was, where like, the exchange fees, stuff like that. Things that I wish somebody would have told me at the beginning so I didn't have to actually find out by losing money. So I'm going to keep kind of bringing these videos out. If you have any suggestions, comments, likes, dislikes, great. Tell me dislikes. I want to know if you dislike this style so I can just pivot to something different. So whatever it is, let me know. Thank you very much for watching, guys.